you. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Monday Morning Coffee. Thanks for joining us. It's great to see everybody. We will, as mentioned, we will have a guest speaker this morning. But before we get to that, new members, Ivan?
No new members this past week, no.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I just wanted to double check.
But you know what? I do want to point out Faith, who is one of our vendors at the Christmas Fest. Faith, take a couple seconds there and introduce yourself and what you do.
Hi, I'm Faith. I'm located in Brantford. As you can see, I do embroidery, and handmade jewelry and accessories, and I'm planning also to move into one-of-a-kind items, like thrifted items, using the machine with appliques. I'm really excited about that. And it's all nerdy, all niche fandom and fun, nostalgic pop culture. That's the kind of person I am.
Awesome. Awesome.
You'll fit right in. Fit right in. That's awesome. That is awesome.
Can we do the same with Robin as well?
I'm sorry?
Let Robin just introduce herself as well.
Robin?
Morning. I just joined in. Sorry.
I didn't even catch you. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Hi, my name is Robin. I'm an accountant with RS Management Accounting. We offer bookkeeping and fractional management controller services tailored to small businesses. Essentially, we are here to help small businesses understand their business through their numbers and help with informed, proactive decision making and sustain growth of your business.
Thank you. I am so sorry I didn't see you coming in there while I was trying to pull up the web page.
Hi.
Good morning. Hi.
My name is Tira. Just give me a second. I was going to turn on the light.
Okay, fair enough.
You guys can see me, maybe.
Tira, say your name one more time, please.
Tira.
Tira, with an I.
A tear in your eye with the A at the end.
Gotcha. Welcome. Who invited you this morning?
Meetup?
I'm sorry?
Oh, yes, right. Exactly. Right on.
Meetup invited me.
Excellent. And tell us a little bit about yourself. So give us your 30-second pitch there.
Okay. I'm not a business owner. I was involved in a family business for like 15 years, and I have decided to branch off from that. Mm-hmm. I'm finishing my bachelor's in marketing, and I have a graphic design technology diploma. And I plan to work on my MBA, but in the meantime, I'm looking for work, right? And so my idea about coming here and things like that is just that I can meet people, because because of COVID and life and the nature of online school, I have been shut in a lot, so I don't know that many people. So I'd like to get to know some people.
Awesome. Fair enough. Well, welcome, and feel free to put your contact information in. We're a membership, but we always enjoy guests. And so if you put your information in, our members can reach out to you. And Rebecca, good morning.
Good morning. Sorry, I joined a minute late. I had some Wi-Fi issues there.
It's okay. You're here. That's what's important. Can you tell who invited you this morning?
Yeah, so I was on the phone with Ivan last week about the Christmas market coming up, and he gave me an invite today.
Excellent. And so, what do you do? Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm a mortgage agent with FC Funding. So we're one of the largest brokerages in Canada, and I help people afford their houses in Ontario primarily. However, we do funding across the entire country and into the US. So, I've been starting my journey with that this year as of 2024, and it's going well so far. I'm loving it.
Excellent. That's wonderful. Please, as a guest, put your information down in the chat so that our members can contact you. And Amelia, there you are. I caught up with you. You were on my left just a minute ago. I apologize. Good morning, Amelia. Who invited you today?
She's actually a member.
Yeah. I was here 2 weeks ago as well, so.
That's right.
My apologies.
But you know what? This time I'm outside with sunglasses on in the morning, so.
Now I see you. Of course, I knew. So again, please do an introduction for everybody.
Hi, I'm Amelia Burke-Walwad. I'm a real estate broker based out of Guelph, but I work the whole Tri-City to Hamilton to Brampton and north a little bit as well area. Focused on commercial as well as residential real estate, investing, some leasing as well. Yeah, anything real estate. This is what I do full time for about 10 years now. So
Awesome.
chat.
Yes, as soon as you said Guelph, I went, of course, I know.
Yeah.
This.
And Catherine, I just want to give a plug for Andrea now. Andrea and I are right now working on setting her up as our city leader, our very first city leader in Toronto West, which is Etobicoke area. So I'm really stoked about that, to have her on. Andrea's been with us now. She's been a member now for a few years, so it's nice to have her take that role.
Yeah. Oh, and her products are a friggin' amazing. Okay?
Yes,
I can attest to that. I had spouses call me when people got baskets from Andrea, and it's like, who are you? Like, I really didn't know them. Okay, Amelia. And so yeah, her baskets are amazing. And so again, welcome to everybody. Just before we get doing our conversation, I just want to go through upcoming events. And so tomorrow is going to be Simply Networking in Mississauga. That's held at Boston Pizza at Square One. All our Simply Networkings are evenings, and they run from 5:30 till 7-ish, right? It usually doesn't end there, but that's what the hours are set for. And then on Thursday, we will have Tech Talk with Ivan for members. That runs again from 9:30 till 10:30. And then starting next week, we have all our Simply Networkings again. Of course, we always have Monday morning coffee as well. Brantford will be hosting, and that'll be Frida. She'll be hosting our Simply Networking in Brantford, and that is at Eastside Mario's on King George Boulevard in Brantford, running from 5:30 to 7. And I see your hand here, just a sec here. And then on the 16th, we have it here in Hamilton, our Simply Networking at wonderful Sasso Pizzeria. It is like flippin' amazing. There's not enough time to try all the different combinations they put together. They're amazing. So Sasso Pizzeria is on on Upper James at Rymel Road, and that runs from 5:30 to 7. And then on the 22nd, oh, that's just me. I thought we had, and Simply Networking in Calgary is running on the 29th. So that is at Earl's, and that runs from 5:37. If you know anybody, there's a plaque up there. I have an associate that just moved out to Calgary in the last year, so Cynthia's gotten that, and she will be there. And of course, don't forget the Christmas festival, right? Christmas Fest for the Vendors Fair. We've got a couple of folks on here that are part of that already. If you haven't got your application in, do so quick because it fills up. All right. So after that, did I miss anything?
So as you guys know, we did our photo walk in May down at the Cops Pier, and it was a nice day. I think Lindsay was there and a few others. And then we had a photo contest right after, and we have our winner that was selected, Doug Boyce. And here's a picture of Doug and his family. I hope you guys can see that. So it was really nice down there. They won $200 over at Sasso Pizza, which was a really great night. What an amazing family, lovely folks. So I want to just make sure I share that. Congratulations with everybody.
So on that note, thank you again all. And Ivan is going to be our guest speaker this morning. And Ivan, what are we talking about this morning?
Okay, so yes, my apologies, everybody. I know that it's advertised that it's going to be fully promoted Canada, but he's not able to make it this morning. So I will be presenting on peak performance and personal energy output. All right, this has nothing to do with computers and plugging into the wall, but it is a discussion about how we motivate ourselves to accomplish our goals. All right, so how many of us here would say that from time to time you find that you have a challenge achieving the goal that you set out for yourself for the day, the week, the month, the year? How many of us would say, yeah, from time to time, I definitely have a challenge with that? All right. I've got to get myself up today at 6 o'clock in the morning to work out, those kind of things, right? It's kind of hard. So that's what we're going to delve into. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. And Catherine, I know you're going to say share sound. So I'm doing that.
Good stuff. That's probably scary. My voice is in his head already.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So I'm going to ask a few questions that I want you to think about. And I don't mind. I think we did this the last time I presented, where you can actually just share out loud. Yeah, and just be respectful, of course. Somebody else is talking, don't overtalk them, etc. But definitely share with us your thoughts on some of these questions, and then I'd like to see the evaluation at the end. And the first one is, let me slide this over. Are you confident in your ability to achieve the goals you set for yourself? Well, first of all, how many of us have set goals for yourself, and how many of us, be honest, are flying by the seat of your pants? Come on now. How many of us have actually set out goals for this year? Okay, how many people have not set out goals for the year? Oh, okay. So the ones that set goals for yourself, how many of you actually are confident, not so confident in your ability to achieve the goals you set for yourself? So, on a piece of paper, just put a little note down saying, yes, I am confident in my abilities to achieve my goals. All right?
I already missed a couple, so I can't do that one.
Okay. It's okay. But at least you tried. Okay, anyway. The second one is, when working on your goals, do you put in maximum effort and work even harder if you've suffered a setback? Do you get up in the morning and go, okay, yesterday, was a bad day, but I'm going to double my efforts to make sure that I achieve the goal at the time that I set out? Is that something that I do, right? Do you have a clear goal for the rest of 2024 and a clear set of steps to achieve that goal? So yes, I'd like to make $1 million, but I have no clue of how I'm going to get there. So do you have an actual goal for the rest of the year? And do you have a clear set of steps to achieve that goal?
Ivan, were you asking for us to give verbal feedback if we
Yeah,
could?
absolutely. Please. Yeah, jump in.
So I am a very big planner, but I would say that's where it breaks down for me. And I understand the concept of SMART goals. And for those people that don't know what a SMART goal is it's like specific, measurable, attainable. Like what's the A again? I don't remember it now.
Achievable.
And there's there's an R. I don't remember the R, but I know the T is a timeline, right? So and you, sitting and working out the specifics of the goals, because I often conceptualize a goal and say, okay, I'm going to work towards this. But some things, say like finding work, I can't put a timeline on, right? But I can keep doing the smaller tasks again and again.
So, you know what, Tiara, we're going to delve right into that. We're going to delve into that because that is an actual thing. And, it's going to be exciting when you discover why those things happen, why we can set out certain things and do them, and why there are other things that we can't. So we're definitely going to jump into that in a little bit. And Catherine, I am not making you co-host because sometimes there are people knocking at the door and I'm not looking at the sites there. So I'm going to let you be the one to let them in. Okay. So
Ivan, are you recording?
Yes.
So,
I just don't see the recording thing. That's why. Just want to make sure.
Yep.
Okay.
okay, good. Thank you for asking, Michael. Okay. All right. So the next question is, do you regularly set goals and regularly achieve them? Now, don't feel badly if you don't, okay? Because according to the University of Scranton, a whopping 92% of people who set New Year's goals never actually achieve them. Only 8% of people achieve goals that they set. Is that shocking to you that only 8% of people achieve the goals?
How many of those are the fitness ones?
Yeah. New Year's.
I want to go back to the gym and lose 20 pounds.
Yeah, I'll never eat ice cream again and all those things. Yeah, for sure. Go ahead, Michael.
I'm not surprised that people don't achieve them. That being said, I'm entering like month 115 since I started doing my 10,000 steps per day.
Wow.
So 9.5 years.
Okay, a little show-offy there, Michael. Thank you. I feel badly. I'm trying to see if I can set 1,000 steps a day, and I don't achieve it sometimes. Michael,
You have to just be motivated for it, right? Like, and that was one that motivated me because I was in a spot where I wanted to be healthier.
okay.
And so I think they can work, but I think most of the ones that people set on New Year's Eve, no.
Yeah.
All right.
Lindsay?
All right, Lindsay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I can hear my mother speaking through me 24/7. It's okay. My mom usually says that people who set goals set a really major goal before setting up the preliminary goals before that. Like they just don't, they like say to yourself, like, I'm going to run 10K next week. That's unreasonable. You have to start at like 1, 2, 3. So my mom would always say that most people get burnt out before they even get to that 10K goal because it was too big to begin with.
Absolutely, absolutely. Great, Andy.
Mine kind of piggybacks off of what Lindsay just said. A lot of individuals, I work with a lot of business owners, and they set goals out. And what I've come to the realization is they're addicted to progression. So like Lindsay said, 1, 2, 3, 4, if you achieve that goal, you're addicted and you keep on getting addicted to seeing better and better and betterment, that at the end of it, all these goals you're setting out have become more, you have more of an energy drive to go after them. They're realistic and you feel that fulfillment of, oh, I just achieved something that bettered me in X, Y, and Z. And it just becomes an addiction. Okay, what else can I do?
So you're programming yourself for a dopamine hit, right? When you set bite-sized chunks, you're programming yourself. You get that dopamine hit. You think, oh, that's really great. But as soon as you set out a goal for yourself and you don't achieve it, and then the next goal you don't achieve it, then you're programming yourself for failure, for accepting failure, right? Not necessarily failure itself, but you're programming yourself to say failure is okay, right? So you have to kind of hack your own brain by setting reasonable, achievable goals, because naturally the goals that you're going to set for yourself will become much more challenging as you gain the confidence from the goals that you achieved, right? So that's a pretty cool thing. Okay, let's check the next question here, and that is, do you believe the success you seek is possible for you to achieve with your skills, your financial ability, and your support system? Can you, or are you saying that my success in achieving this goal is hinges on external factors that I don't control? Your thoughts?
Ivan, one thing, you're talking about programming yourself, right? And I think chunking the goals down to smaller things. And I can talk about this in a way because I've had some very serious life challenges and health challenges.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, it just floored me to hear that only 8% of people attain their goals. Yeah. And I'm like, I attain like 20 goals a day.
Right.
You know? Right? Like it just matters on how big your goal is, right? And each of those goals build on each other that make a bigger piece of the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you know, exactly what you're saying, you're programming yourself to win. And like going through school and doing all this stuff all by myself online and things like that, I think that, you know, like the micro goals gave me the chance to overcome the macro goal.
Absolutely.
And the macro goal is like a step to get the gigantic goal, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, okay, so go ahead, Michael, before I jump in there.
I was just going to say, some of the stuff and goals we can achieve. Sometimes there are parts of it that are external, and I think it's not always cut and dry that it's 100% you, that you can control it 100%. Sometimes there is some external factors too, so you just have to figure that out so you mitigate those ones.
Yeah.
The external stuff.
Jump in and cut you off there, Ivan. I missed my goal of getting my Alberta course approved by the government, but I had my stuff in by my goal, but the approval hasn't come through. So I just reset it, you know, but I had, it actioned me to call them and say, what are you guessing my expectations should be? When should I call you back if I haven't heard from you? So I was able to, using the SMART that Tira was talking about, is as realistic as possible.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. And you know, if you've taken my sales training class workshops, then we've gone through this before. You know, some people say I've got a goal of you know, getting that van for my business and putting the name at the side of my van and everything else, and I'd like to get that accomplished in 3 years. And they don't reverse engineer it to say, okay, well, for you to be able to get that van in 3 years, then you need to build in that van in every month's sales numbers for the next 3 years, or else guess what? 3 years from now, you're either gonna have to take out a loan or you're not gonna get the van, right? So some people, they have a goal for a year from now, but they've not reverse engineered it down to those individual smaller tasks that Tiara was talking about, that dopamine hit that you're gonna get every time that you accomplish those little goals so that you can accomplish the big goal. And I'll tell you something, that's a nice dopamine hit. Every time that you achieve a big goal, it's a really good thing. Go ahead, Lindsay.
Yeah, my mom has this board up in her room where it's the first category is like all the things that you want to accomplish. The second one is you've done it. You're just waiting for a response, like Catherine, where you're just waiting for something to happen. And then the final one is it's fully completed. And so my mom, it's good for people with ADHD because you can set little tabs of like what is more important, what is less important on the list. And then when you see like it go from the left to the right, then you can see how much you've gained, and then you can add more to the left list if you desire to. So it's like the dopamine effect, but it's good for like I said, people with ADHD, because then they can see like the full transition of it actually being completed. But there, like I said, you put it in its categories of like you haven't done it yet, it's at the halfway mark, and then is actually fully completed. And you do it for the year, and you see how much you got done for the year or the month. If you have like a crazy amount of lists, I wouldn't do it for a full year. But yeah.
Go ahead, Alessandra.
I think too, when we talk about support, like, yes, sometimes you need other people, but I think we forget that, you know, there's people that support us in the background. And it's really important to recognize that sometimes these goals are really big, sometimes they're really small. And sometimes those really big goals, you need encouragement from family, from friends, from colleagues. So we got to give a shout out to them too.
Absolutely. And you know, along with your point, Alessandra, there are times when we have this big goal and we have a blind side to all the little goals that we achieve during the day or the week, right? And we just don't see those goals as being anything, right? So it's really difficult. You know, I'm going to take a look at like even like people like Faith and Rebecca, when you started doing what you're doing for these vendor fairs. You know, you started off with, oh, you know, I think I do this thing as a hobby or whatever it is, and then all of a sudden you're thinking, well, you know, I should achieve this goal, producing all these things for that event. Catherine, when we talked to Royleen, right, she's talking about in order for her to go to a vendor fair, she has to do what? A lot of cooking, right? A lot of baking, right, before she can get there. And if you don't start baking, or if you wait until the night before, then failure comes into your head. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to be able to do it. I need to stop. Right. So it is something that we can, the hack is real. You can definitely hack your ability. And this is going to lead us into talking about momentum. Go ahead, Tiara.
Okay, one thing that we were talking about, and it has actually reminded me of this, I don't know why I haven't applied it before to my life, right? Is so I have a hobby of training personal protection dogs, police and military dogs. Okay, and animal behavior and human behavior, there's like, as far as dogs, there's not that much difference. And a trainer, many the professional trainers, they won't even talk to you unless you keep a training journal. And that's you set up smart goals for the dogs and things like this, and the training, and then you record all of the activities that the dog had done and you had done, and the reactions and things like this. And so, if to translate that into goal setting, right, for myself or like any other human being, is that you set it up, and anytime you work on those projects, you write down what you've done, what you think the next steps are, and that gives you a way to reverse engineer it, right? So say for instance, I'm working on a website that's a portfolio. It's 3D modeling and all these things. I could write all of these things out about what needs to be done and what I've been doing. And you know what? And then there's also the kind of micro dopamine hit, because there's a sense of accomplishment that happens when you look at, I have done all of these things to reach the goal.
Absolutely. Okay, let's go. Let's move on. Next question is going to be, do you have a plan B? Do you have a plan B? All right, I'm going to pick on somebody. Robin, do you have a plan B? No. How about you, Rebecca? Plan B? Do you? Okay, let's hear it.
So I have my original goals that I've set out for the year, and then I have some sub goals that if those ones aren't met, then I have a different execution plan that I can take.
Okay, so the different execution plan is to achieve the same goal for your same business. It's not like, if not, I'm gonna go and join the circus or something. You've got, everything leads to the one thing that you're doing, right?
It's almost like a wraparound, a little bit.
Yeah, that's I think different. For me, a plan B is just like, oh well, it's an escape.
Right.
So I don't make a plan B, because I'm just kind of like Rebecca is doing. It doesn't matter if I didn't get it this way. I'm just going to keep beating the bushes until I get to whatever that goal was.
Right. Absolutely.
You did it much better, Rebecca, though.
Yeah. So plan B's, a plan B, like saying, okay, I'm in marketing, or we're doing this, and which is part of marketing, by the way. I'm going to now, get into teaching people how to stunt drive. Have you seen me on the 407, by the way? Anyway, the point is, that is plan B. And so it totally takes away from plan A. And you see folks that have a full-time gig and then they have a part-time thing that's completely different. And it takes energy and time away from both, right? So, plan B's, it does work for some people. But what you'll find is, if you love your plan B, it will become your plan A, and your plan A will fall away. I mean, that's kind of the way it goes. All right. The next question is this. It says, how closely does this statement... Oh, hey, can you mute yourself if you are not speaking, please? Thank you. Okay.
I was trying to get your attention, hon.
Oh, mine? Oh, sorry, I didn't see a hand up here. Oh, there you are. Sorry, go ahead, Frida.
So I was just going to say exactly what you had just said about having a plan A and loving my plan B so much that I'm concentrating more on my plan B. I'm still doing senior support services, but as far as the cleaning goes, we're trying to, decrease that. We have a lot of people that still call us, are you still cleaning? Are you still cleaning? Can you just do me one cleaning? Well, that kind of thing. But yeah, my
let it go,
plan B is definitely taken over.
Right. And it's funny if you're doing something that brings you joy. I can't remember who it was. Faith, I think it is, who has the embroidery machine in the back there. Even when she points to it, it's a big smile. It's like, this is something great. So you can't imagine if that was your plan B. That's going to end up being your plan A because that's where your passion is. All right. So how closely does this statement fit for a typical day in your business this past week? Today, I did the minimum that I could to push my business forward. I could have done more. How many people have felt that honestly in the past? Okay, go ahead, Aaron D.
You could always do more, but it's always hard to be 100% every single day. And I came across this image. It was a 30 days a cup, and it's like, are you moving in the right direction if the cup was 100% full every single day? Indeed, you are. And then it had different variations. Sometimes the cup was 100, 30, 10, 5, 20. It's like, but you're also moving in the right direction, even if you do 20% one day versus zero. Sometimes you're sick. Sometimes you have personal things. It's hard to be go, go, go. And I've seen people do that are go, go, go. And they do crash. And then that crash takes away a couple of days, perhaps a week's worth of work. So it's kind of a setback either way you look at it. It's just something is better than nothing.
Right. So what you're saying is it doesn't matter as long as you're moving forward, right? And you need to be moving forward at a greater pace than gravity pulling you backwards, right? So as long as you're at least keeping up with competition and everything else, then you're not losing ground, because it's there is that thing that and even yourself, there's only a certain amount of motivation, and if you don't keep your motivation at a certain maintenance level, then you end up losing interest in that thing. It's kind of a crazy thing. Okay, go ahead, Peter.
Yeah, so I haven't had that this week really, and what I find is that if there's a concrete reward behind something, usually that means someone's going to pay me. I'm going to be fully motivated. Or if there's a penalty, the CRA is going to take me to jail, I'll be motivated by that.
Good.
If what I'm doing is more ambiguous, like I'm supposed to create a landing page for a new service on my site, that may or may not end up in reward. So I'm less motivated because it's a gamble. It might achieve something, or it might just be work that doesn't end in any kind of reward. That's where I can get in trouble. But that being said, I kind of agree with Aaron Depp in terms of as long as you're moving forward a little bit, you're achieving something. So I'm happy when I get 50% of what I plan to do done, or 40%, because at least something has been checked off. It's the days when I don't get anything done that kind of kills me.
Yes, I totally hear you. Go ahead, Frida.
Yeah, I can agree with everyone who's spoken, because there's some days that you get lots done, and other days that you feel you've left, you haven't put all the skin in the game, and it's just, it's frustrating, but it's also, you have to go with the flow. So sometimes you get more done than other days, and you make up for it later, or you just don't. You fall short every time. So I'd much rather be on the other side where you've achieved something, because that makes you feel a lot better than when you look at the back of the day and say, gee, I could have put more effort into this, or I could have put more effort into that.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Robin.
I'm someone who is always has a million things in my head and always stressing about this, that, and the other thing that I have to get done. So the way that I manage it is I make a list for the week of every day. This is the list of things that I want to get done. So for example, today I was up early in the morning and I got 80% of my list done before I came on this call. And so once I finish it, I am going to spend the rest of the day hanging out with my kids, and I'm not going to feel bad about it. Even though I could put more work in, I'm going to choose not to, because I got my list done.
Okay, so listen, I love what you're saying, because there's something about momentum that is magical. Okay. And we all know when there's momentum, we feel it. We feel it in our bones, right? That we've done, some of the prep work and we've gotten our business to a certain place. The phone starts to ring and everything else. And I'll tell you, that is, when you lose that momentum, you feel it. You feel the difficulty in gaining traction again and building yourself up. And so the key here is to keep momentum going. So here's the thing, okay? You've heard it said in sales, right? Andrew's smiling. You've heard it said in sales that don't stop when you've just made a sale. Don't say, okay, that's it. I made my last sale for the day. I'm going to always end on a low. Don't stop on a high. You've got momentum on your side. Keep going, right? Because sometimes when you lose momentum, it is hard to get that momentum back. Go ahead, Aaron. And then I'll take one or two more comments, and then we're going to jump into networking.
I have another question that kind of.
Yeah. Sorry, after Aaron, yeah.
I have another question that kind of segues. So just based off of, sorry, I forgot who spoke, but they said they finished everything before the call and now they're good for the day. I guess it kind of feels like, do you feel like you're wasting the rest of the 6 hours and now you could be doing something else, knowing that you have that time allotted, even if you knocked out your day's worth of items in 2 hours?
Well, that was me that said that. And today being the day that my children are home and it's summer vacation, I've prioritized spending time with my children today over working. So I put that in my plan, knowing I wasn't going to fill my day. But tomorrow will be different, where I know I'm focusing on work, so my list is bigger.
Fantastic.
So I'm prioritizing.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, our last comment will come from Tiara, and then we're going to jump into networking. Catherine, you got that all set up, ready to go?
Well, yeah, but I want to do it with John. So Tiara, if you can keep it like 30 seconds, I'd appreciate it.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead, Tiara.
There was some really good comments today, but one thing that it really stuck with me is that it's goals. It's like a diet.
Right.
Okay. Right. It's not an all or nothing mentality, right? So say you're on a diet and then you're not supposed to eat sugar or dairy or something like this, whatever, right? And then you go eat it, or you eat it by accident because someone gives you something. And then you say, oh, well, just throw in the towel. Today I'm going to eat a whole pizza, right? It's not like that, because I mean, that's why the 80% is better than none, because I mean, just throwing in the towel, you're just gonna snowball down that hill.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Catherine.
Thank you, Ivan. That was really obviously thought-provoking. We really appreciate it. And I'm excited to say that we are going to start our networking. But on that theme, John came in a little later, and I'd like him to introduce himself. He's the BizCon guy, right? He does all these expos, and they're always awesome. And he has one coming up, I guess, next week, and then in September. So, John, if you could just do a minute and a half introduction and introduce yourself to everybody, and then we'll get you in the room networking with people.
Sure. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm John with Better Events. We're the producers of BizCon Business Expo. Just real quick, it's not next week, although it's coming up pretty quick. It's a little more than a week. It'll be on Thursday, July 18th in Toronto. So for those of you who don't know me, I am the president of Better Events. We do produce BizCon. BizCon's a long-running business-to-business trade show, conference, networking event. It's one of the biggest you can go to. We do a number of these across the GTA each year, and our upcoming event is happening in Toronto. Now, these events are pretty big. Toronto's no different. So this upcoming event already has over 80 registered exhibitors. These are all businesses offering products and services to you as a business owner. So if you're looking to take your business to the next level, you come to BizCon. We're going to put you in front of a wide cross-section of business products and service providers that can just help you guys succeed and win and live out your dreams. The next thing is, so there's three sort of elements to that. Obviously, the primary attraction of BizCon is the trade show that I just talked about. There also is a conference where we bring in some keynote speakers to talk about just key business topics at the times. We're doing social media school at BizCon in Toronto. So if you're sort of wondering about like social media strategies and things like that, we have some headline presenters that will knock your socks off. One of which is a world-class speaker, travels all across the world to do his stuff. He's featured in a big sort of tech conference called AdWorld. Headline speaker there. We're super proud to have him at BizCon. And then the last element is sort of what we're doing right here, and that's just the networking aspect. So every BizCon, we get multiple hundreds of business owners out to the show. I'm expecting easily 500 plus to BizCon Toronto. And it'll just be an opportunity to come out, shake hands, network, kind of one-on-one. You never know who you're going to meet. So I would like to invite everybody here to come to BizCon Toronto for free. So normally it's a paid thing, but BizCon Toronto, is really one of those events that you should be at. There's a lot of major players. It's produced in partnership with the Markham Board of Trade, One Hub, GTApreneurs, Procure Hub. So there's a lot of like really strong business groups that are all in their own right, big influencers out in that area. But yeah, it should be a really good time had by all. I don't know if a few of you guys have heard this pitch before, but those of you who haven't, I think you'd really enjoy the show. So I think, can I post it in the messages?
Yeah, please.
I'm going to try. I think this one might just go straight to Catherine though. Yeah, it's going straight to Catherine. Hang on a sec. Everybody, here we go. I'm not super good with the chat. I think that should work for everybody. So there's a free promo code to BizCon. Just go to bizcon.ca, punch in that promo code, get your complimentary admission, and hope to see you guys there.
Awesome, thank you. How many people here have actually been an exhibitor at BizCon? Right, so there's a lot of us. So if you want to know how great it is, then you can ask any one of us, because we try not to miss any of them. All right.
John tries to put us all together too, so we can support each other as well. Right, so that's awesome. All right, on to networking. You are going to go in a room for 5 minutes with 2 other people, and then you will automatically get reassigned till about 29 minutes after. And so take full advantage of it and listen while you're networking. Enjoy, folks. We'll see you in a bit.